one of you board members because y'all do not give a damn about our children or us.
The Energy Department says gas prices have dropped 16 cents in the past week. National average $4.46 a gallon. The savings, however, could be wiped out as food prices get more expensive because of the weather. ABC's Christina Leto says in Texas, the power grid is at 97% capacity.
And as grass and water becomes sparse, cattle ranchers from Kansas to Texas are selling off their livestock. Experts say that could eventually drive up beef prices because the ranchers' herds are getting smaller.
The heat wave in Europe has been blamed for evacuations, wildfires, and deaths. In Britain, where only about 1% of people have air conditioning, we have just learned from the weather office it hit 102 degrees, the hottest ever there. The Bordeaux region of France, they're bracing for a high of 105 today. ABC's Inez de la Quintera is there.
No one in France has AC either. It's extremely hot. I mean, people might start getting AC. I don't know. I think people are concerned. I've asked firefighters, too, if they're concerned about their jobs going forward. And the overwhelming response is yes, that they have seen conditions worsen in the last few years, and they are concerned about what could happen in the coming years.
A January 6th Select Committee holds another primetime hearing this week. Chairman Benny Thompson.
We keep getting an awful lot of information, and we want to be as thorough as we can in doing that.
Jury selection resumes today in former Trump advisor Steve Bannon's trial. This is ABC News.
Was your business hurt in the years of the pandemic? Have you had a decline in revenue since 2019? Was your business partly or fully shut down by the government? If you answered yes to any of these questions and have 5 employees or more, you may be eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee. How? By taking advantage of the Employee Retention Tax Credit, a fully funded tax credit created to help businesses during these difficult times. The experts at Benchmark Human Capital are ready to help you get the money you are owed. The pre-qualification is absolutely free. Even if you got PPP money, this is more money that may be owed to you. Repayment is not necessary. The money is all yours. The IRS writes you a check. That's right, a check. Get your free pre-qualification now if you have 5 employees or more. Call 800-535-ERTC. Take advantage of this tax credit while funds remain available. Call Benchmark Human Capital today at 800-535-ERTC and claim what is rightfully yours. That's 800-535-ERTC, 800-535-3782.
Primary day in Maryland, and the Republican side of the governor's race is pitting former President Trump against the state's outgoing governor. Larry Hogan, who is term limited, has endorsed Kelly Schultz, a former member of his cabinet, but former President Trump has thrown his support behind state lawmaker Dan Cox. He helped Bush Trump supporters to Washington on January 6th. New concerns about our oceans. Researchers say 90% of plankton, a key link in the food chain, have disappeared from the Atlantic. Chemical pollution and warmer temperatures are being blamed. There's new help on the way for people who suffer from a condition that can change the color of their skin.
The FDA has approved Opzelura, the first topical cream for the treatment of vitiligo in people 12 and older. Vitiligo affects millions of U.S. adults and is an autoimmune disorder that causes patches of skin to lose color. The discoloration doesn't usually carry a medical risk, but can result in physical complications and can be challenging to deal with people's reactions. Opzelura's clinical testing showed that half of all participants had a 75% improvement of their facial vitiligo after 1 year of using the treatment, and that side effects were well tolerated. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
Amazon this morning saying it is suing the leaders of more than 10,000 groups on Facebook. Amazon says those groups are used to coordinate fake reviews on its site, offering them to companies in exchange for money or for free products. This is ABC News.
This is your captain speaking. You better buckle your seatbelts for this one. I noticed my passport was due to expire, so I went to Staples. I got a passport photo in 10 minutes, so we're good to go.
Now at Staples, get 20% off travel products when you purchase a passport photo. Get travel ready at Staples, your one-stop travel prep destination.
Hey, let me tell you about another time that Staples saved my caboose. That all started back.
N731, in-store only. Excludes Instacart orders, certain products, services, and technology. See staplesconnect.com/services/travel for details.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
It's the time of year to come to NC Tractor for the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors and Bobcat zero-turn mowers. NC Tractor gives fantastic customer service, the best discounts possible, and it's a locally owned business. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue is helping to make outdoor work more enjoyable. Should you have something that you can be proud of for a long time? Massey Ferguson and Bobcat zero-turn mowers. Come look them over. 299 Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton. That phone number is 0395.
Our summer heat wave will continue today. We'll top in the mid-80s and the lower 90s. But with our feels like temperatures out there feeling like the triple digits, these conditions could be really impactful for today. We have a chance of few showers and thunderstorms, especially across our southern counties. And then tonight we're down into the lower 70s. Tomorrow we have a smaller chance for a few afternoon showers and thunderstorms with highs in the 90s. It could again feel like the triple digits. Meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
We have cloudy conditions and 69 degrees currently, and there's some pretty thick fog out there to deal with this morning, too. So allow yourself a little extra time if you're going somewhere, because it could be quite thick around the curves and the corners. So watch out for the fog this morning as you get there. Day started on this Tuesday morning, the 19th day of July, 6 minutes after 7. Now I have these death announcements. Albert Sylvester Kemp, age 73, of Forest City, passed away July 14th at Adrium Health of Shelby. There are no announcements here for the funeral, but online condolences may be made at crowmortuary.com for Albert Sylvester Kemp. Lewis Hambrick, age 90, of Rutherfordton, passed away July 10th at Accordius Health at Rutherford. A memorial service at First United Methodist Church in Rutherfordton at 10 o'clock on Saturday. This will be over in August 20th, with Reverend Dr. In Young Lee officiating. Bermott will follow in the memorial garden of the church. And Mike Van's Funeral Home and Cremation Services in charge of the arrangements for Lewis Hambrick. Reverend Bobby Joe Sherbert, age 80, of Mooresboro, died Friday, July 15th at White Oak Manor in Shelby. No formal services are planned at this time, and Eggers Funeral Home of Cliffside is serving the family of Reverend Bobby Joe Sherbert. Boy Roy B. Bub Gibson, Jr., 79, of Henrietta, died Saturday, July 16th at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. The funeral service will be held 2 o'clock Thursday, July 21st in the Pageant at King Chapel. Burial will follow in the Oak Springs Baptist Church Cemetery, Rutherfordton. The family will receive friends from 5 until 7 o'clock Wednesday at Pageant and King. The Pageant and King Mortuary and Crematory is serving the family of Roy B. Bub Gibson. Amy T. Williams, 68, of Rutherfordton, died Monday, July 4th. The family will have a visitation from 2 until 4 Saturday, July 23rd at Grace Covenant Church in Cornelius. Another visitation will be held from 2 until 4 Sunday, July 24th at Washburn and Dorsey Funeral Home. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Services serving the family of Amy T. Williams. Helen Evans, 88, of Rutherfordton, passed away July 16th at her home. Burial will be held at Vestal Hills Memorial Park in Vestal, New York at a later date, and Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Helen Evans of Rutherfordton. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For complete information on these and others as they become available to us, can be heard this morning at 11:35, and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report here on WCAB Rutherfordton, 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, serving the foothills of Rutherford County 24/7. Now stand by. We've got the Chronicles of the Old West, and we'll get to the phones and make our calls around the county. Let me remind you, though, that there are no Braves scores early part of this week because they're all in an all-star break. All-star game, I believe, is coming up tonight. And we'll have the Braves back in action on Friday against the Angels. You'll have all that action right here on the Brave station for the foothills, WCAB. And believe it or not, it won't be long until it'll be football season. That's going to be interesting. Bill O'Reilly up next.
Warming up. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. But first, AMAC is the leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization. AMAC gives you access to exclusive benefits, insightful news, and a magazine full of uncensored content. They are pushing back against efforts to defund the police, weaken the borders, and corrupt our youth. But they need your help. Please stand with AMAC at amac.us. That's amac.us. On this Tuesday, I am thinking about the police. You ever hear the term qualified immunity? It's a legal term that prevents criminals and others from suing cops acting in the line of duty. Only the state of Colorado denies its law enforcement this protection. But the progressive left is trying to do away with qualified immunity because the progressive left hates the police. But if arrestees can bring suit against officers, the justice system will collapse because of the expense to defend yourself in civil court. Criminals will get free representation from anti-police lawyers, but the cops would have to pay all the court costs and defend themselves. So fewer qualified individuals would even want to be police officers, and many on the job now would get out. Civil lawsuit expenses routinely run into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. The progressive movement sees policing as racist and is trying to destroy the traditional system. Far-left prosecutors in major cities have ignited a violent crime wave by failing to bring charges in thousands of cases. We all understand what's going on. New York Governor Hochul has to know how dangerous the state currently is, but she could not care less because her backers, the money people, are anti-police, so she may do away with qualified immunity. If that happens, all New Yorkers, including this one, will be in grave danger, as many of us are now. This is an abomination. Back in a moment. Many timeshare owners are very upset because their yearly dues have nearly doubled. Well, Lone Star will guarantee the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. With their A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau, clients know that Lone Star Transfer is a company you can trust. For a free consultation, please go to LoneStarTransfer.com or call 855-551-7066. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
Thank you for making WCAB your radio station of choice for over 50 years. Let's keep it going. Turn it up. This is 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB Rutherford Dunn.
When my business got bigger, many things changed. My lunches got shorter, more meetings arranged. My budget got bigger, but all that it meant was I cared even more about how it was spent. When I spend it on radio, I see where it goes. My investment comes back, and my business just grows. Radio helps all businesses to grow. Find out how at radioheardhere.com.
Brought to you by this radio station to remind you that radio is heard here. Radio is heard everywhere.
Let the WCAB marketing team go to work for your business. It works. Call Tracy or Jim at 287-3356.
If ever there was a man whose name made him famous, it was Johnny Ringo. Movies and songs have centered around Johnny Ringo, a great gunfighter. Johnny Ringo was well educated, possibly knowing Greek and Latin. For sure he was an alcoholic and probably a manic depressive. As far as a gunfighter, there is evidence he only shot one man, a drunk that he had pistol whipped first. Although he wasn't involved in the OK Corral shootout, he was involved in the activities that led up to it, and the shooting of Virgil and Morgan Earp afterwards. But the real controversy about Johnny Ringo started on July 14, 1882. That was when he was found sitting against an oak tree dead. His death was caused by one shot in the head from a .45. Johnny's pistol was in his hand with one cartridge fired. The coroner's jury returned a verdict of suicide. Today, some 130-plus years later, hours are spent discussing just what happened to Johnny Ringo. Even a book comprised of over 460 pages has been written about his death. Even though the official cause of death was suicide, there is evidence that it was at the hands of others. Some believe Wyatt Earp returned from Colorado and shot him. Others believe it was Doc Holliday. Another group says it was both Wyatt and Doc. Possibly it was Ringo's friend, Buckskin Frank Leslie. And don't forget a man named Johnny Behind the Deuce. One newspaper account said Ringo was scalped. One thing can be sure about Johnny Ringo, he must have had an irritating personality to anger all those people who supposedly wanted to kill him. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
When your taste buds are screaming for delicious, head over to Jesse James Railroad Express. Enjoy fresh-cooked burgers, garden salads, hot dogs any way you like, French fries. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. They're open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 4, closed Wednesday and Sunday. That's Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Ruth. Call ahead, 828-447-4644. And Mondays only, hot dogs with mustard, chili, and onions, only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
Now we're ready to go with the Call Around the County newscast to find out what's been going on while we slept in the past few hours. And on the phone with me this morning is Officer King to give us that news. Good morning. How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing today, Jim?
Doing fine. Did you experience any of that storm last night?
Yes, sir. Got a pretty good downpour about 8:30.
Yeah. We did too. I think the power went off in some sections of the county last night for a period of time.
Well, we was fortunate enough to keep our power.
Good. What's on the report today?
In the past 24 hours, the Sheriff's Department has responded to 135 calls for service. There were 11 arrests processed in the jail, and the jail currently has 194 people incarcerated. On our incident reports, Kaylee Hopper from Race Path Church Road in Ellenboro reported a larceny of a firearm. David Settlemeyer from Ridgeview Drive in Rutherford reported a breaking and entering and larceny, and that occurred on Burl Bridges Road in Forest City. Crystal Littlejohn from Whitesides Road in Rutherford reported damage to property. And James Owens, also from Whitesides Road in Forest City, reported damage to property. On our arrest reports, a Carlon Sipes from East Main Street in Spindale was served with 2 criminal summons for a simple assault. Shadaret Simmons from Womack Lake Road in Forest City was arrested and charged with simple possession of cocaine. Received a $10,000 secured bond. Andre Mills from West Street in Spindale was served with a child support warrant and received a $2,000 bond. Dwayne Lattimore from Alexander Street in Forest City was also served with a child support warrant, received a $150 bond. Floyd Tate from Farmside Drive in Forest City was also served with a child support warrant and received a $1,000 bond. And Brandon Williams from Hamilton Road in Rutherford was served with a failure to appear on a misdemeanor, received a $500 unsecured bond. That's all we have for today.
Officer King, thank you very much. I hope you have a great Tuesday.
Thank you, Jim. You have a good one.
See you now.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
And we're going now to the 911 Communication Center, and Emily is on the phone to give us that update from the phone calls. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning.
What's on the report today?
In the past 24 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office and 911 Communications has processed 471 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of EMS and Rescue had 39 for emergency medical service. Law enforcement, there was 135 for the Sheriff's Office, 59 for Forest City, 32 for Rutherford, 3 for Lake Lure, 46 for Spindale. Fire calls, Cherry Mountain responded to a motor vehicle accident, and that's all I have.
Emily, thank you very much.
Thank you.
20 minutes after 7 o'clock as we continue rolling around the county this morning to see what else is going on. And we'll check in with the SDO fire reporter next.
Jim, have you seen Henson Building Materials' newly remodeled showroom? It's gorgeous.
You mean where they have a full line of hardware and building materials for homeowners and home builders?
I mean where Jamie, Terry, and Tony, their friendly staff, treat me like family. Oh, they're so nice.
Hey, are they taking COVID precautions and have curbside service?
Of course. They're so thoughtful.
I do need some materials, but I don't think they'll fit in our car.
Oh, silly. They have professional delivery so we can get whatever I want.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street in Forest City.
Building starts here.
Ruby Taylor has the report now from Danieltown. Good morning, Ruby. How are you?
I'm okay since we had some rain.
You got a good shower over there, did you?
We did.
Good, good. I think about everybody got some of that. Some wind pretty strong last night, too, and some limbs were down in some sections. So I'm glad you didn't get hit with that.
Well, I don't have to deal with that this time, I don't reckon.
Good, good. What's on the report today?
Well, the fire department didn't have any calls, and I got one birthday, and it's James Dobbins, and hope he has a nice day, and the signs are in the head today and going to the neck tomorrow. Jim, that's all I got.
Thanks, Ruby. Enjoy your day.
You too, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
And we're going up to Fairfield Mountains Fire District, Bills Creek community, also in Gary Wilson. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing pretty good, man. You cutting your way out of that fog down there?
Man, I tell you, it's pretty thick this morning. You got a thick fog up there?
There's spots that's pretty thick, yeah.
Yeah.
Have to be careful. You're running along and think you're in the clear and go into a curve and hit a fog bank.
Yeah.
Can't see where you're at, so.
It's pretty treacherous out there.
Slow down, take a little extra time. We've had 2 or 3 thunderstorms come through yesterday and last night. And depending on where you're at, it rained pretty hard in places, other places hardly at all. So it's just typical summertime weather. The storms coming in, but we've got some heat coming, sounds like. Looking at my phone app and weather app on my phone, it's showing temperatures this weekend up close to triple digits. So that's getting hot.
That's pretty dangerous.
It's that way in a lot of places now. I was looking at the news this morning over in Britain. They're having the biggest heat wave ever over there. And a lot of places over there don't even have air conditioning. So
oh my,
that'll be tough. But we've been quiet up here overnight as far as fire calls go. Us and Bills Creek both been pretty much on the quiet side, and I think we had one call about the last 24 hours for a fire alarm. That's about all we've had. Everything else going on pretty good.
Well, good. I think everybody got some of that rain yesterday, last night. It seems like it.
I think so.
The whole county was with it.
Yeah, we needed that. It cooled things down for a little while anyway.
Yeah. Help the gardens grow and the grass grow.
The grass is always going to grow, no matter how hot it gets anyway.
Gary, thanks so very much, and you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.
You too, Jim.
Thanks. Bye. Gary Wilson reporting out of Fairfield Mountains and also Bills Creek. Well, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division is asking for the public's assistance in locating a 2019 Kawasaki motorcycle that was stolen from Cathy's Creek MX Park, located at 1744 Whiteside Road on July 16th. If you have any information, please contact the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office at 286-2911 or submit a tip to the RCSO app, and they'll investigate that, and maybe you can help somebody get their cycle back. All right, now let's check over in Bostic, North Carolina. DeVern, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm pretty much that way myself.
Well, good. Well, over here in Bostic this morning, we have a temperature of 71 degrees. We did get some rain yesterday evening and some through the night. Fire department had no calls. Vacation Bible school is going on at Bostic Baptist Church. The pastor invites you to bring your children out from 6 to 8 this week. We have one birthday, Shelley Melton. We want to wish her a happy birthday. And don't forget to stop in at Washburn Store here on Bostic Sunshine Highway. They have some delicious ice cream in there. And take the kids out to the Bostic Park. Let them enjoy that. And hope everyone has a wonderful day.
Thanks, Deverne. You have a wonderful day, and we'll check in with you tomorrow. And anything happens in the meantime, let us know.
We sure will. Thanks.
See you now. 25 after 7 o'clock. Tuesday morning continues with the news right after this.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Bob Hodge, how are things over in your neighborhood?
Well, it's foggy this morning.
Yeah, foggy. Probably a little wet too. Get a little rain.
Yeah, we got a little shower of rain overnight there, so a little damp out here this morning, and all, but look like that sun's gonna come up and burn all this off after a while, but look like it's gonna be the coolest day of the week. From now on, look like it's gonna get hot the rest of the week, so get prepared for that.
Yeah, might as well take a little hanky around in a pocket to wipe our sweat.
There you go. Well, Jim, things are going along quiet up here this morning, and with the fire department, it's been quiet overnight. Haven't had any fire calls or anything, so maybe it'll stay quiet with us all day today and everything. So that's about it. Don't have too much news up here this morning.
Well, I like the way it's being quiet up there. We like that time. Yeah, we'll have some more of those nights.
That's right. That sure do there. But
Bob, thank you very much for the report, and you be safe up there and stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, you have a good day now.
Thanks. Bye. And you can catch Bob most afternoons with the afternoon report with Kevin Plessett. 27 past the hour of 7. It's All-Star breaks taking place tonight. Braves are not in action until Friday. They play L.A. We'll have that game for you. Back in action with the Braves for the rest of the season here on WCAB. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. All right, let's check in over the Cherry Mountain Fire District now. Sue Price, how you doing?
Good morning, Jim. I'm doing good. Hope you are.
I'm doing well. Is it foggy over there?
It has been, yeah. It's still a little bit foggy. I can see the road now, but still got some fog, so people need to watch out for that.
It's pretty thick there for a while.
Yeah, it was. And we got some more of the rain last night, so that was good. I don't have any birthdays or anniversaries on either one of my calendars this morning, so nobody celebrating that I know of, but we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day. And didn't have any calls from the fire department. In my announcements, the Piney Mountain Boys will be at Duncan's Creek Church Sunday for the morning worship service, and Fairview Baptist Church is having a singing. That's July 31st, starting at 6:30 p.m. Joshua Ray Hudson, a Southern contemporary gospel singer. And everyone is welcome. Refreshments will be served after the singing. So, good singing coming up at Fairview. And as far as I know, that's the only announcement I have. It's just quiet and calm over here looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
I noticed Colonel Bergen and his wife celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary the other day.
Yes, they had anniversary down at the Fellowship Hall, and he did not preach Sunday. They said he wasn't feeling well, so we hope he's feeling better. And
hope he is too. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the Energizer Bunny, though. He just keeps going and going and going.
I know.
Great man. Think the world of him.
Yes.
So you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. 7:30.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
All right, let's head to Tina's house and see what she's got to talk about this morning, see if there's anything going on around the fire districts. Tina, how are you doing?
I am doing well this morning. Well, Shingle Hollow Fire District was all quiet the past 24 hours, and it is around 68 degrees up here this morning. And we had some rain, praise the Lord. I love it when we have those rain showers, just not the thunderstorms.
Yeah.
But we take what we get.
Well, you do it.
Try to be content and count it all for joy. I don't have my birthday calendar with me. I have forgotten to pick it up, so I apologize to anyone who is celebrating a birthday or anniversary today, but I do hope your day is great. And White House Community Clubhouse says July 30th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come on out for their back-to-school bash. They will have inflatables, food, and vendors, and they'll have raffle tickets too. So just come on out. White House Community Clubhouse, Saturday, July 30th from 9 to 3, and that's all I have this morning.
All right. Well, you be careful out in the fog this morning.
I will try my best to be careful, and I did get to see Luke yesterday.
Did you?
And he has grown so much in the past year. He looks like a little gentleman.
He's shooting up like a weed, I'll tell you. They can't keep him in clothes anymore. He's growing so fast.
Yeah, he has grown. He's grown so much since last year, and he's very handsome and very kind. I just I enjoy talking with him.
Well, good. Well, thank you. I told him to look for you and see if he could speak to you while he was up there. So he's happy to be at camp this week.
Oh, I am too. Well, you guys have a great day. God bless you, and I'll hopefully talk to you in the morning.
I'll see you next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Tina White reporting out of Shingle Hollow this morning.
For dependable tree service, call on All Around Tree Service. They specialize in tree removal, tree trimming, raising of the canopy, trimming around security lights to maximize your safety. Call on Johnny Davis. He's fully insured, honest, professional, and stands ready to assist you in any tree service you desire. Call him today at 828-429-1956. That's All Around Tree Service, 828-429-1956.
Are you tired of waiting for weeks and months to get an appointment with your primary care provider? Or looking for a primary care provider that spends 30 minutes with you instead of just 10? There's one right here in our area. Brock Family Care, located at 289 Shallow Road in Forest City. Brock Family Care provides primary health care and urgent care services for you and your family, as well as coordinate care between hospitals and specialty care. They don't accept insurance, but they have a unique pricing model that should be pleasing to everyone. Check them out at www.brockfamilycare.com or simply call 828-382-7282. It's really a great way to have your health care taken care of, folks. Everybody should look into that. brockfamilycare.com. 7:34, now we're heading up to Union Mills. That's up in UM community, and we'll talk with BK. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this terrific Tuesday morning?
I'm a little foggy over here, but it's going to be all right.
Well, I looked out and it was a little foggy in the distance up here, so everybody needs to be careful if they're driving, especially around the creeks, because they're always foggy.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. But we hope everybody's having a good day. I've got 64 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays, any anniversaries, but in ways of announcements, Vacation Bible School at Far City Church of the Nazarene, August the 5th through the 7th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then with, Friday, August the 5th at the Union Mills Learning Center, 6 p.m., hot dog meal. The cost is $6, 7 p.m., Jordan River Band from South Carolina. No admission, but they have a tip jar available for the band. So far, that's all I got this morning. I got some more, but I'm not going to announce them every day because they're pretty long way off.
Down the road a ways?
Yeah, they're down the road a little piece.
Okay. You resting up today?
Yeah, I rest every day. I ain't got a whole lot to do. It's too hot to be doing anything outside. That's for sure.
You got a puzzle to put together?
Oh, I've got puzzles, and I've been working on a word search book. I think one of my daughters gave it to me. It's got 150-something or 60-something puzzles in it, and I've been trying to do that. So
Keep your mind occupied.
Yeah, I'm always doing something. I don't just sit around.
Well, you know what they say, an idle mind is a devil's workshop, so I'm glad you're keeping yours going.
That's exactly right. And if you don't use it, you'll lose it.
That's what I've heard.
So I guess you better go check on Luther Sweet Thing, see if everything's all right in Ellenboro.
Enjoy your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good one. Catch you later.
Bye. And we'll do that. We'll check in on the Ellenboro Reporter right after this. To win in sports, you must adjust your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investments. Why not let Andrew Tisdale, your Edward Jones financial advisor, help you create a game plan for financial success? Call 828-287-9197 and get started today. That's Andrew Tisdale at Edward Jones Financial Advisor, 828-287-9197. Well, let's see if Luther Gilligan's got an idle mind this morning over in Ellenboro. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Yep, sure does. If he has one.
If he had a mind, huh?
He doesn't have much of a mind. Doesn't use it very often. I've been told to use my head for something besides hat rack.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say, use it or lose it, so you don't want to lose your mind.
Nope, don't want to lose my mind. I don't want to lose anything.
Mm.
But my health is going downhill slowly but surely.
Is it?
I'm getting to be an old man.
Don't even think about it.
I don't think about it often. I just keep going. Doesn't bother me.
Good.
Go. But it's a good day. It's quiet in here. Probably been having anything all day, all night. Everything quiet in here. Just nothing going on this morning. Maybe we're going to have something going on down here Sunday. 5:45 Sunday from 5:45 to 8 o'clock on the 24th through 28th of July. Bethel Church, we're going to be having Bible school down here. They're going to be having a kickoff day for it on Saturday from 11 to 12:30. Everybody's invited to just come on out and get signed up on Saturday. If you don't get signed up on Saturday, get signed up Sunday afternoon. Don't worry. If you can't make it one time, get it the other time. We'll take care of it. And that's from 5:45 to 8 o'clock, Sunday through Thursday. Just come on out and have a good time. We're going to have big classes for everybody. From babies to adults. You see, Jim, nothing else going on down here, so you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Keep us informed, and I'll see you then.
All right, take care.
All right, bye. Well, it's time for birthdays and anniversaries. This is the 19th of July. July the 19th. If you're celebrating a birthday or anniversary, we want to hear from you. Just call Todd now at 287-3356, 287-3356, and we'll celebrate your birthday or your anniversary. Let us know who it is and which one it is, if you know that. Well, it's the morning for breakfast at Granny B's. They're open today, Tuesday through Saturday, and they start serving breakfast as early as 7 o'clock this morning. So get over there and enjoy a good home-style breakfast with Granny B's. Granny B knows how to cook, and she knows how to prepare a breakfast for your liking. If you like pancakes, you like eggs, you like bacon, sausage, omelets, they'll fix that for you. Plus, they keep a great section of coffee. They got a delicious coffee maker over there. Go by Granny B's for lunch and top it off with a delicious De La Donut. One of those things that you deserve this morning. You deserve it. This Tuesday morning is De La Donut Day.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday wishes going out to Kelly Calvert, and Cody Cross is having a birthday. David Gregg celebrating today, and Margie Smith over in Spindale is having a birthday, so happy birthday. Other birthdays today include Samuel Colt. He invented the six-shot Colt revolver. He was born in 1814. 1937, George Hamilton IV was born. With Rose and a baby Ruth. 1848, first U.S. Women's Rights Convention held in Seneca Falls, New York. 1877, the first Wimbledon tennis tournament held. 1903 was first Tour de France it's held. 1941, first U.S. Army flying school for black cadets, known as Tuskegee Airmen. 1941, Tom and Jerry first appeared in cartoons. And 1954, Elvis Presley debuted his single "That's All Right, Mama" is released. And this is National Words with Friends Day, and National Daiquiri Day. So now you're up to date on this date in history here on WCAB in Rutherford. Stand by for Keys to Confident Living, and then we'll take you down memory lane for some classic oldies right here on the Morning Wake Up Call, WCAB.
Edgar A. Guest wrote, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Have you had a brilliant idea that was shot down the first time you shared it with someone? Maybe a friend, family member, or coworker said your idea was foolish, preposterous, unthinkable, impossible, or other negative terms. In so doing, they threw a shroud over your enthusiasm. In an effort to save you from what they perceived as failure or embarrassment, they effectively killed and buried your dream. There's a story about a young man who had asked a successful salesman for the secret of his success. The salesman told him, "You have to jump at every opportunity that comes along." When the young man asked how to recognize an opportunity, he was told that there were no specific signs. The salesman added, "You just have to keep jumping." Some people are able to move ahead in the fast-forward mode. Perhaps it is courage, confidence, fearlessness, or faith, or maybe a combination of all of them. When moving against all odds, it is important to hang on to our convictions, follow our heart, and remember that God said, "Never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you." This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living. Scripts for these programs are sold in book form by calling toll-free 1-888-333-KEYS. Or why not visit our webpage at bwb.net/keys.
For dependable tree service, call on All Around Tree Service. They specialize in tree removal, tree trimming, raising of the canopy, trimming around security
I'm Sherry Preston. Heat records shattered in Britain. They hit 102 degrees there today, 77 degrees overnight, both the highest temperatures people have ever experienced. It's happening all over Europe. ABC's Inez de la Cotera is in the Bordeaux region of France, where wildfires are raging in the hot weather.
The conditions from today were the worst they've been since they started fighting these fires. And that's because of these extreme temperatures in the Bordeaux region reaching 110 degrees, and also because of the strong winds. And they keep changing directions, which means they are constantly reigniting fires that firefighters thought they had put out.
Anger boiling over at a school board meeting sponsored forum in Uvalde, Texas last night. Parents furious about the findings of that Texas House Committee investigation in the Robb Elementary School massacre.
The report is a damning assessment of the police response to the massacre. But parents say the Uvalde School Board bears ultimate responsibility.
We're holding you accountable, and we're asking you to step down. Step down. You don't deserve to be up there.
But when the criticism turned personal, Superintendent Hal Harrell reached his limit.
I am not a coward. I am a combat veteran of Vietnam.
And now the city of Uvalde has launched an investigation into its own police officers' actions on the day of the shooting. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
A few more details emerging about the Greenwood, Indiana mall shooter who killed 3 people this week. ABC's Alex Perez is on the scene.
Authorities say the suspect had only had minor run-ins with police as a juvenile for fighting in school. They describe him as a runaway who recently got an eviction notice. An exact motive remains under investigation.
An armed bystander killed the gunman. Jury selection resuming this morning in Steve Bannon's federal contempt of Congress trial. Gas prices are down another 16 cents this week compared to last, according to the Energy Department. National average $4.46 a gallon. You're listening to ABC News.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
As the Russian invasion of Ukraine drags on, Russia's leader is looking to shore up international support today. Vladimir Putin traveling to the capital of Iran to hold talks with leaders of Iran and Turkey. Ukraine's First Lady continues her visit to Washington, D.C. today. Olena Zelenska will meet with First Lady Jill Biden and is preparing to address Congress tomorrow. New investigations over workplace safety at Amazon. Here's ABC's Aaron Katursky.
For years, workers at Amazon warehouses, which the company calls fulfillment centers, have raised concerns about a grueling pace, uncomfortable heat, and the potential for injury. Drivers have said the demand to meet quotas caused them to skip bathroom breaks and urinate in plastic bottles. On Monday, federal prosecutors in New York and the Labor Department began to inspect Amazon warehouses here in New York, Illinois, and in Florida as part of a civil investigation. They're looking for evidence of safety and health violations and signs of fraudulent conduct designed to hide injuries from federal regulators. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
We're learning more about that jewelry heist in Southern California. Investigators now say a Brinks truck transporting gems, jewelry, and watches to a trade show was robbed when drivers stopped at a highway rest area. But there are still disputes about the value of everything in the truck. Brinks says it was all worth less than $10 million, but other estimates put the value at 10 times that number. This is ABC News.
It's been a while since I gave myself a real chance to meet someone new.
Susan and John are two kindred spirits who rediscovered the romance they deserve on Silver Singles, the secure dating site for singles over 50.
John is a massive foodie like me. It's been amazing to experience some of my favorite things again with someone who makes my heart beat faster. I'm so glad I got back out there.
Sign up today at silversingles.com/love. That's silversingles.com/love.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
We're looking at highs in the lower 90s for this afternoon. You factor in the humidity, it's going to feel like 100 degrees out there. Make sure you're staying hydrated. We also have a chance of seeing a few passing showers and thunderstorms. It's a low probability for today, but areas across the south and east have a better chance of seeing some storms this afternoon. Tomorrow, highs will reach the low to mid 90s with another chance of afternoon storms. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
We currently have 70 degrees, and the fog seems to be lifting pretty good out there. And we'll have a lot of sun today and a lot of humidity. So, as she mentioned, stay hydrated today all across the fruity plain. If you don't know about your neighbor, elderly neighbor, check on them. Make sure they have plenty of ventilation and plenty of cool water of some kind of fluid to drink. Make sure they stay hydrated. It's 8:05, and it's Andrew Tisdale Day in the Blue Room, and we'll be back with Andrew Tisdale's replacement in just a moment.
Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continue to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
Smith's Drugs of Forest City is offering the flu vaccines. You can walk in Monday through Friday or by appointment only on Saturdays. The Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers, if you need assistance registering your recall devices, you can call the Home Medical Department at 245-4591. And Smith's Drugs has a large selection of in-stock mastectomy bras, now half price. So come by our Home Equipment Department on West Main Street in Forest City. Smith's Drugs, 245-4591. Sign-up forms are now available for the Meet Me at the Fountain 5K race to be held on Saturday, July the 23rd. Go to smithsdrugsfc.com.
Well, we're in the Blue Room this morning, not with Andrew Tisdale, but with Lisa Barrett, who was here with us last week. Been here several times in the past. It's always a pleasure to have Lisa here. Not only does she take care of their clients real well in Edward Jones, but she also reaches out in the community, helps a lot of other people. I always admire that about her. Lisa, good morning. Glad to have you with you.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Tell us a little bit about, first of all, tell me about your shirt, Minds Matter. What is that about?
Minds Matter. Well, I'm here today to talk about the Walk for Alzheimer's to End Alzheimer's. So that's coming up October 22nd is the walk that I'm going to participate in. My shirt is the team that I formed several years ago. Do I need to get closer? Okay.
There you go.
And it's spelled Minds, M-I-N-D-Z, matter. Minds do matter. I lost my grandmother due to Alzheimer's several years ago, and I watched the disease slowly take her life. It was very hard because you walk in the room and you recognize, or she recognizes you, and she just lights up. And then over time, as the disease progressed, she would still light up when you'd walk in the room, but then you could see she was struggling trying to find, who are you?
So sad.
It is very sad. First of all, I want to start off by saying Alzheimer's is the most common form of dementia. It causes memory problems, thinking, and behavior problems. The Walk to End Alzheimer's, for those who don't know, the Alzheimer's Association is a 501c3, strictly voluntary. All funds raised go directly towards research, care, and to help further the efforts of the Alzheimer's Association.
I think a lot of people don't realize how Alzheimer's impacts people's lives. We hear so much about cancer and other diseases, but Alzheimer's is really very strong out there that's affecting a lot of families.
It is. There are over 6 million people right now living with Alzheimer's or another form of dementia, and 1 in 3 seniors actually dies from Alzheimer's or another form of dementia.
Is Alzheimer's the final step from dementia, or do you go directly into Alzheimer's?
It's a form of dementia. You can visit their website. I can't answer that question. I don't know. It's a very good question. If you go to alz.org, there's a plethora of information, and it talks about the different stages, and it talks about research. Something that most people don't realize, though, is the ALS Association actually has free clinical trials. They do have a support 24-hour, 7-day-a-week helpline. There's lots of research, lots of information. A lot of times caregivers think that they're alone, but there's not. This organization is wonderful to help those who are struggling, trying to be caregivers.
Now, you mentioned the walk. When does the walk take place?
The walk that I'm participating in is going to be October 22nd. It's at Barnett Park in Spartanburg. The registration starts at 9 a.m. 9:45 is the ceremony, and then we walk after the ceremony. One of the things that we do pre-walk is they have these flowers, and each flower represents something. Just like my shirt, purple represents if you've lost someone due to Alzheimer's or another form of dementia. There are blue flowers, that is someone who is living with Alzheimer's. There's orange, you have no ties to it, but you want to champion the cause. There's yellow, that means you're a caregiver. And then recently they added white, and white is the hope that they're going to find a cure. I'm very proud to work for a firm who champions the cause, and we are actually the national leading sponsors for the ALS Association.
That's good to know, yeah. It's important to folks like yourself who step up to the plate. You've done many things and doing a lot of things with a lot of people, such as the veterans going to Washington that we talked about last week. You do a lot of other things, plus this association here with Alzheimer's Walk. How can folks get involved with that?
They can visit the Alzheimer's website, which again is alz.org. You could also type in Walk to End ALS, ALZ, pops right up. Then it has a place where you can put your zip code in and you can find a walk near you. There's over 600 communities nationwide that are walking. I don't know why Rutherford County does not have one. Several years ago we tried to get on that, and we were trying to organize it, and it kind of fell through with COVID, and I've just never picked up the ball to do it again. My firm, the region that I'm in, we walk in Spartanburg, so I just joined that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if folks had a closer opportunity to get involved with it, I think they probably would. Is there local literature at all that people could pick up, or do they need to go to the website for that?
They can go to the website. They can stop by the office. I'll be more than happy to give them some information.
Okay, and that office, you at Edward Jones on Charlotte Road, 233 Charlotte Road, Rutherfordton. You stop by there. Not only can they assist you with your financial advising, but also information about the Alzheimer's Walk. Right. ALS Walk, is that what it's called?
ALS Walk, ALZ Walk.
ALZ Walk. Anything else you'd like to tell us today?
I would just like to say Edward Jones as a corporation, we have raised so far $773,000.
Wow.
Our goal is $3 million this year. The walk that I'm participating in, we have 192 participants. We've raised over $36,000, and our goal for that particular walk is $147,000.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Do you have people sign up based on giving you so much per mile, or how do you do that?
No, it's just a designated walk route. Good question. If you would like to sponsor me or anybody else, you can go online to the ALS Walk, and you can find my team, Minds Matter, again with a Z, and anybody can walk. You do have to register. There is no fee to register. However, they would like you to try to, at least sponsor yourself and make a donation, because it does go 100% towards research into the cause.
Lisa, I appreciate you very much doing the kind of thing that you do to reach out and help people in the community. All and across our nation, really. But not only is Lisa trained in financial advising there in the office of Edward Jones and working with the veterans and doing this, but she also checked my water gauge this morning.
I did, and Tom, you will be happy to know they had .33 inches of rain last night.
Right here at WCAB. That's great. I already forgot about it. He told me to check it every day, and I've already forgot about it.
I got you covered. I just want to leave with one thing. For those of you who may be a caregiver or know someone who's struggling, the helpline number is 800-272-3900. Again, that helpline for ALS Help is 800-272-3900. It is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you know someone or if you need that number yourself, please do call. They are there to help.
Lisa Baird, my guest. Will you come back again sometime?
I certainly will.
Good. Edward Jones, Financial Advising, right here at 233 Charlotte Road, Rutherfordton. And Andrew, I guess, will be back with us next week.
Unless something happens with his flight. That is the plan.
Yeah,
He'll be here.
That's very possible.
You know?
Very possible. Well, I'll just tell him that you're welcome anytime at his place.
Thank you.
And I'll be back in just a moment.
McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services has been a family business since 1953, offering care, dignity, honor, and unique opportunities for families to create healing moments after a loss. John McMahon and his fine staff bring experience, coupled with perspective, to help pay tribute in a traditional or unique way. Call 287-4715 or visit online today at mcmahansfuneralhome.com. There you can view current obituary information or pre-plan for yourself or a loved one. McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services, offering healing to the community through burial and cremation services, grief support, whether it's a funeral or a memorial service. McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services, 249 South Main Street in Rutherfordton, know the importance of ceremony and will guide you in honoring the life and memories of your loved one. Call McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services today at 287-4715.
Always appreciative of Lisa being with us. We've got news from here and there coming up after we tell you that Wayne's Lunchbox is ready and willing to serve you lunch today. We talk to Wayne on Mondays and Wednesdays live in a living color, and then on Tuesdays we like to tell you that he's still over there cooking a good lunch for today. And if you got a catering job, if you're doing something you need catering done, small or large job, Wayne is doing a lot of that as well. If you got an office picnic, office meeting, and you want to be fed, call Wayne. He'll prepare the food for you, and you will be really pleased with that. All right, let's look at some stories from here and there this morning. Thank you, Lisa. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division is asking for the public's assistance in locating a 2019 Kawasaki KX250F motorcycle that was stolen from Cathy's Creek MX Park, located at 1744 Whiteside Road, Forest City, on July 16th. If you have any information, please contact the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office at 828-286-2911 or submit a tip to the Rutherford County RCSO app, and they can handle it from there. And you've done a good job of helping locate the stolen Kawasaki motorcycle, 2019 Kawasaki KX250F. Well, news from here and there also indicates in the Daily Courier article the other day, the Rutherford County Animal Control Services is making changes in an effort to increase dog and cat adoption. The animal shelter facility in Rutherfordton is adjusting hours, hoping to make it easier for working citizens to stop by the facility to see the animals. On Thursday, July through August, the shelter is open to the public until 7 p.m. The extended Thursday hours are for potential adoption only. James Kilgo, the Animal Control Services Director, said, "We're trying this for a few months to see if the public responds favorably. We will do this until the end of August, then we can review and decide if we need to modify the hours again. Animals who aren't dropped may eventually be euthanized. Animals who aren't adopted may eventually be euthanized. When the facility is full with more animals coming into the shelter, animals have less time to be seen by the public, eventually leading to more animals being euthanized. Those that are euthanized are the ones considered most dangerous, overly aggressive, or severely injured or ill. According to state law, the shelter has to keep taking in animals even when the facility is full." Kilgo said, "Our goal is to not have to euthanize." Local animals rescue groups agree and support the work of the animal shelter. They're pleased that the shelter is trying to be flexible in working with the public. In 2021, an average of 12 animals per month were euthanized at the shelter. On June 30th, a total of 11 dogs were euthanized. Officials said pet adoptions and having pets spayed and neutered are essential to reducing the population of unwanted animals. Early evening hours on Thursday is an effort to get more citizens to see and potentially adopt a shelter animal. The animal shelter is located at 656 Laurel Hill Drive, Rutherford. Nothing like a unwanted pet to be claimed and save the life of a pet. Every pet we've had in recent years has been one that we've saved from going over there. Somebody found it and lost it or something and wanted to give it away. We adopted that pet. Love my little Misty. Well, the North Carolina State Highway Patrol says troopers pursued a 9-year-old behind the wheel of a vehicle east of the state capitol on Thursday. 9-year-old driving a car. The News and Observer Raleigh reports patrol spokesman Sergeant Christopher Knox said troopers were alerted that a 9-year-old had taken a motor vehicle and was driving on Old Milburnie Road in Nidell, east of Raleigh. Troopers spotted the vehicle and began to follow it. And, of course, the young driver failed to stop for emergency equipment, and he didn't want to make a stop. The child was not hurt, but was taken to the hospital after he wrecked the car. He didn't stop; he wrecked it, and so, but he was not hurt, but was taken to the hospital for observation. I don't know what they did with him. I guess they're still investigating that. Don't know where the parents were that he did that, but that's the end of that story. I thought this was interesting. I don't know if South Carolina likes this news or not, but South Carolina was ranked number 4 in CNBC's ranking of the 10 worst places to live in America. Ranked number 4. One of the large factors dragging down South Carolina's ranking is the lack of health care resources, they say. According to Becker's Hospital Review, the state only offers 2.19 hospital beds for every 1,000 residents. South Carolina ranks low in overall health resources, ranking 44th among 50 states in access to clinical care, according to the United Health Foundation. Other weaknesses included with the state's crime rate and voting rights. The listed strength of the state was the air quality. Oklahoma, Texas, and Arizona, respectively, were the 3 states listed below South Carolina on the rankings. And I'm interested to see how those rankings were defined. Of course, CNBC's rankings of that, placing that on those states where looks like they are red. Some of you may have been traveling on NC Highway up in the Canton area. North Carolina Highway Patrol says a tractor-trailer hauling frozen food and a Corvette were traveling eastbound on the interstate when they collided. Troopers say the Corvette overturned while the tractor-trailer went over the concrete dividing wall and into westbound lanes, crashing into 3 other vehicles. The tractor-trailer in one of the vehicles it collided with caught fire at a mile marker 34 up on I-40. I mean, you might have been caught in that, wondering what's going on. That's the story. Troopers say the passenger in the Corvette was flown to Mission Hospital. The driver of the tractor-trailer and an SUV driver was taken to the hospital via ambulance. Another person drove themselves to the hospital and still investigating as to how their conditions are. 22 now past the hour of 8 o'clock. Officer King was with us earlier, gave us a report from the Sheriff's Department. We recorded it for broadcast at this time, for those of you who didn't get up early enough to hear it before.
In the past 48 hours, the Sheriff's Department responded to 310 calls for service. There were 14 arrests processed in the jail, and the jail currently has 194 people incarcerated. On our incident reports, Sarah Cash from Bossmore Road in Ellenborough reported a damage to property. Charlene Douglas from Cowan Street in Spindale reported a larceny of a motor vehicle that happened on Meadow Creek Drive in Forest City. Jason Youngs from Rock Hill, South Carolina reported a felony larceny of a dirt bike that occurred at Cathy's Creek Motocross on Whitesides Road. Tavon McDowell from Whitesides Road in Rutherford reported a discharging of a weapon into occupied property. Anthony Winstead from North Ridgecrest Avenue in Rutherford reported a misdemeanor breaking and entering. Amy Bergen from Tobias Court in Rutherford reported a second-degree trespass. And a Everett Drury from Good Road in Mooresboro reported a breaking and entering and larceny after breaking and entering. That happened on Old Calvary Church Road in Mooresboro. On our arrest reports, Andy Green from Geddes Road in Ellenborough was served with a warrant for domestic violence protection order violation. Heather Wilson from Shalom Place in Mooresboro was served with failure to appear on felony, received a $5,000 secured bond. Ronnie Bradley from Doggett Road in Forest City was served a warrant for breaking and entering and larceny after breaking and entering, received a $1,500 secured bond. Robert Jr. Smith III from Tobias Court in Union Mills was arrested and charged with second-degree trespass. No bond listed on that one. Brandy Roop from Soco Gap Road in Ellenboro was arrested and charged with assault on a government official and littering. No bond listed on that one. Stephanie Toney from Highway 120 in Morrisboro was charged with larceny of a motor vehicle and possession of a stolen motor vehicle and received a $15,000 secured bond. Sharon Davis from Old Sunshine Road in Ballstick was charged with felony larceny of a motor vehicle, received a $15,000 secured bond. And Timothy Green from Greens Drive in Ellenboro was charged with possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia and received a $15,000 secured bond. That's all we have for today.
Add to my trophy case, and I'm going to have it there forever, and I will be a home run derby champion forever.
The MLB All-Star Game, meanwhile, is set for tonight at Dodger Stadium, and a lot of baseball fans are likely to be rooting for the Midsummer Classic to be tied after 9 innings. That's because of a new rule this year that says if the game requires extra innings, it will instead be decided by a home run derby. The AL and NL will each send up 3 hitters, and they'll get 3 swings each to determine who wins. Alex Morgan determined who won last night as she scored her 118th goal of her career on a penalty in the 78th minute to give the women's U.S. national soccer team a 1-0 win over Canada in the CONCACAF 2022 championship.
You know, it kind of all started from a throw-in, and Rose did what Rose does best, and I just finished it off. But there's plenty of opportunities for us to finish it off, but it came down to the penalty, and I'm just, happy that we got the win.
The win gives the U.S. women a berth in the 2023 World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, as well as it secures one of the region's spots in the 2024 Olympics. This is NCN Sports.
If you pay your city or town for electricity, you live in a public-powered community. When storms or other disasters damage your community's electric system, public power line workers respond first so they can make the scene safe for other first responders. It's difficult work, often in grueling and dangerous conditions. So be sure to give those folks in utility trucks room to work safely and keep your community powered. Learn more about public power at electricities.com.
If you or someone you know has been the victim of a crime, the North Carolina Department of Public Safety Office of Victim Services is here to provide support. The office provides a range of free, confidential services to help you regain yourself, receive compensation for damages incurred, protect yourself and your family, and move beyond the stigma of being victimized. Visit ncdps.gov/4victims. That's ncdps.gov/4victims.
Duke and Arizona have agreed to a home-and-home men's basketball series. The first meeting between the Blue Devils and Wildcats will come in November 2023 at Cameron Indoor Stadium, and Duke will travel west to Tucson the following November. Family members and survivors of 9/11 are calling on former President Trump to reconsider hosting the Saudi-sponsored Live Golf League at his New Jersey golf club. Dennis McGinley lost his brother during the attack.
I just think these golfers, you're not just hitting a little white ball. I think you're better than that. You're human beings. But aside from that, you're American citizens. We just wish you would stand with us.
The advocacy organization 9/11 Justice and others say that recently unclassified FBI documents showed that Saudi Arabia was involved in the attacks, and they want accountability, and that Mr. Trump promised to declassify and release those documents, but he has failed to do so. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
We're looking at highs in the lower 90s for this afternoon. You factor in the humidity, it's going to feel like 100 degrees out there. Make sure you're staying hydrated. We also have a chance of seeing a few passing showers and thunderstorms. It's a low probability for today, but areas across the south and east have a better chance of seeing some storms this afternoon. Tomorrow, highs will reach the low to mid-90s with another chance of afternoon storms. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now we have 70 degrees here on WCAB in Rutherford. Cloudy skies, and should get some sun. Maybe another shower popping up this afternoon. 29 minutes after 8 o'clock. I want to say howdy to the folks sending messages here on the webcam this morning. I see some from Fort Lauderdale, Let's see where else. Looks like one's coming from, maybe that one's Fort Lauderdale. Anyway, we're glad you're there. We'll do our best to get this volume turned up. We have some folks say on the volume of the YouTube at home, the internet. Sometimes the volume is low, and I've got my microphone turned up pretty high here. But I don't know. But anyway, we appreciate those folks listening online this morning. A couple of other items from news from here and there. Nearly a dozen churches are coming together once again for the annual Missions in the Borough during the first week of August. For the second consecutive year, Reverend Mike Elgin of Cliffside Baptist is leading the effort. The participating churches, approximately 12 of them, are part of the Sandy Run Baptist Association and are located in southern and eastern Rutherford County, including the communities of Cliffside, Ellenboro, Mooresboro, Bostic, Sunshine, and Golden Valley. Volunteers from the churches will be participating in a wide variety of missions. A primary event will be a free health fair for adults and children. This will be Friday, August the 5th from 9 a.m. until 12 noon at Bethel Baptist Church, Ellenboro parking lot. Several health screenings will take place on site, including blood pressure checks and blood glucose checks. Different organizations that offer health-related services will be set up, including Rutherford County Senior Center, Area Agency of Aging, Physical Legal Service, Rutherford Help, Cooperative Extension Service, and Levine Cancer Center. Blue Ridge Hope will also be on site performing some screening for depression. Missions in the Borough is also collecting school supplies and will be given away for those in need. These giveaways will be Wednesday, August 3rd, 6:30 at Bethel Baptist Church Life Center and at Honeysuckle Park in Cliffside. Door-to-door evangelism is also a part of the week-long event. According to Elgin, church pastors as well as lay people will visit asking if they want prayer or simply to talk. Nursing homes will also be visited. Elgin said for the nursing home residents, it lifts them up. We want to show them that they are loved, that people do care about them. Missions in the Borough volunteers will also be helping out that week with Basic Christian Ministries in Henrietta. Volunteers will help with the food pantry and thrift store, including food distribution on Thursday. On several evenings, Missions in the Borough participants will be at the laundromat in Ellenboro, offering free quarters and a chance to talk and pray. Other things will be taking place. Between 75 and 100 members from various churches are expected to actively participate in Missions in the Borough this year. That's what you call getting involved and helping in the community. Well, interesting story back on July 14th in the Courier. For the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic, the new Leash on Life program will hold an official graduation at Heart of the Foothills Animal Rescue in Rutherfordton. The ceremony will be Wednesday, July 20th. That's tomorrow, beginning at noon. New Leash on Life was initially started in Rutherford County in 2006 by Cherie McAllister. The program pairs shelter dogs with inmates at the Rutherford Correctional Center in Spindale for an 8-week training program. McAllister decided to turn the program over to Rutherford County Animal Rescue last fall, though she continues as its volunteer. New Leash on Life program are in multiple North Carolina prisons as well as other states. 3 dogs will be graduating from the new Leash on Life program, and all 3 have families waiting to adopt them. So that'll be a good thing. These Leash, L-E-A-S-H, Leash on Life program for the dogs, training them is a good plan. Currently, there are approximately 25 dogs and 25 cats at the Rutherford location. Rutherford and light refreshments will be served at the event. Well, for Christians in America, in the United States, are not accepting of 2 of Joe Biden's major agendas for his presidency: the promotion of LGBT lifestyle choices and abortion on demand, because of clear instructions in the Bible on the evils that they are. So many Christians are not accepting of those 2 policies, at least of Joe Biden's, and they're under attack from those with more leftist ideals. A new poll from Lifeway Research shows 59% of respondents say Christians are increasingly confronted with intolerance in America. The polling was done of 1,005 online respondents during September 3rd through 14th, 2021, and factors such as gender, age, region, ethnicity, and more were balanced. The sample error was 3.3 percentage points. It defined evangelical beliefs by using the NAE Lifeway Research Evangelical Beliefs Research definition, and respondents were asked their level of agreement with 4 statements, including the Bible is the highest authority for what I believe, and only those who trust in Jesus Christ alone as their Savior receive God's free gift of eternal salvation. On the question of intolerance in America, 24% strongly agree that Christians are facing more and more, and 35% somewhat agreed that it is happening. Only 23% disagreed. And about 54% said religious liberty in America is declining, including 24% who strongly agree and 29% who somewhat agreed. There is a definite change in the acceptance of religious freedom in our schools and our colleges, universities, and even in the court square, and sometimes even in our churches. Well, let's see what our young vice president has said this time. Vice President Kamala Harris, generally when she speaks, she puts her foot right smack dab in the middle of her mouth. This time she said she likened abortion bans to slavery in a speech at the NAACP National Convention in Atlantic City on Monday. She likened the abortion ban to slavery. Now, that should offend every African American across the country that has any history of the slavery that was rampant in America. She goes on to say, we must also take steps to protect other fundamental freedoms, including the freedom for a woman to make decisions about her own body. And, on this subject, it's important to note that to support a woman's ability, not her government, but her, to make that decision does not require anyone to abandon their faith or their beliefs. Well, yes, it does. She goes on to say, it just requires us to agree the government shouldn't be making that decision for her, and think about it. For the first time in generations, the United States Supreme Court, the highest court of our lands, the former court of Thurgood Marshall, took away a constitutional right that had been recognized from the people of America, from the women of America, she said. She goes on to say, we know NAACP that our country has a history of claiming ownership over human bodies, and today extremists, so-called leaders, are criminalizing doctors and punishing women for making health care decisions for themselves, personal decisions that it is her right to make in consultation with her doctor, her pastor, her priest, her rabbi, her loved ones, not her government telling her what to do. And these so-called leaders, claim that, quote, well, we just think that this is a decision that should be made by the folks in the states. People in the states can vote on this, right? But at this moment, many of these so-called leaders are the same ones who are passing laws to restrict the ability of people to vote, she goes on to say. I don't know what is in that woman's brain that causes her to ramble on and not make any sense at all, but she does. And when asked whether President Biden also believes that restricting abortions is a constitutional right, she sort of elaborated on that. Well, she's wrong on all of those aspects, but so what's new, right? Hey, how would you like to live in Rush Limbaugh's palace? Now you can, if you got the moolah. Have you ever dreamed of living in the very home owned by conservative legend Rush Limbaugh in the oceanfront paradise of Palm Beach, Florida? Well, the Wall Street Journal reports that Catherine Limbaugh, the wife of the late radio star, is quietly putting the 24,000 square foot Rosales-style mansion on the market, with the asking price of, are you ready for this? Maybe want to sit down. With the asking price of $150 million to $175 million. That's a considerable price hike from the original purchase in 1990 when Limbaugh paid just $3.9 million. Since then, he acquired 4 adjacent properties, culminating in a 2.7-acre estate. Limbaugh died in February 2021 after a very public year-long battle with stage 4 lung cancer. The home was featured briefly in Zev Chevet's biography about Limbaugh titled An Army of One, as the author noted how the broadcaster largely decorated the property himself. It reflects the things and places he has seen and admired, Chevet wrote. In the home, the house has a vast salon meant to suggest Versailles, and a massive chandelier in the dining room with a replica of one of the New York's Plaza Hotel. Rush was an avid golf player, and the property contains a putting green, hundreds of feet of oceanfront property, as well as a swimming pool and 24-hour guard station. The Daily Mail reports real estate has exploded in the Palm Beach area since the beginning of the pandemic, with sales totaling tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. The potential valuation of $175 million, if achieved, would break Larry Ellison's Oracle co-founder, would break his record for real estate sales. So if you're interested, there you go. There's all the information you want, folks. And I don't believe I want to live in Palm Beach. I'll just let that go. I'll let somebody else have that possibility, right? All right, so coming up in just a few moments, some humor in the headlines. We got some humor in the headlines this morning, and we'll tell you all about that in just a few minutes.
Did you know that approximately 34% of women worldwide are affected by urinary incontinence? But there is good news. You don't have to suffer anymore. Brock Family Care in Forest City is excited to introduce a breakthrough treatment for urinary incontinence called BTL Emsella. All you have to do is sit on the Emsella chair for 30 minutes fully clothed, 2 times a week for 3 weeks, and your quality of life will significantly improve. Sound interesting? Then call 828-382-7282 to learn more about this amazing treatment, or visit our website at www.brockfamilycare.com.
For a delicious meal every day, call on Gregory's Original. Choose from their top menu of burgers, subs, grinders, pasta dishes, fresh salads, and so much more. All dishes are prepared fresh daily. Hours are Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. until 9 p.m., Saturday, noon until 9 p.m. Now at Gregory's, try the family-style meals. The dining room is now open, but curbside and takeout is still available. Enjoy lunch or dinner today with your favorite meal from Gregory's. Call 287-2171, located in the Park Lane Plaza in Rutherford's Gregory's Original.
Friends, I want you to stop by Foothills Family Hardware. They have over 65,000 items in stock. They offer an extensive fastener section, including metric and chrome. They have a large variety of outdoor bagged products, such as soils, mulch, and concrete products. They have an array of locally handcrafted home decor for the entire family. Open 7 days a week, they're a family-owned business, and they're located 131 East Main Street in downtown Forest City, next to Smith's Drug Store. Call them at 828-245-6496, and be sure to go see Dive, the hardware dog, at Foothills Family Hardware.
The best of both worlds. WCAB 100.9 FM, 590 AM. Playing the classic oldies.
I want to say good morning to Tracy, who just walked in the building this morning. Hey, I don't know how I missed this, but Sunday the 17th, which is already passed, was National Ice Cream Day. Did you know that? According to the Ice Cream Index, a study on consumption preferences and trends in the Americas conducted by Market Research Top Data, there has been a significant increase in the demand for ice cream in the country, with an increase of 29% compared to last year. The highest consumption figures in the country were reported between June and July. With its increasing popularity over the last year, it would be challenging to find someone who doesn't like ice cream, perhaps because there are so many good flavors to choose from. Do you know what North Carolina's favorite is? Ice cream flavors? Well, I'm glad you asked me. The most popular ice cream flavors in North Carolina, ranked in order of popularity in 2022. Number 5 is cookie dough. Number 4, strawberry. Number 3, coconut ice cream. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that one. Coconut ice cream. Number 2, chocolate. Number 1, Rocky Road. Yeah. I would have said cherry vanilla, maybe, or butter pecan. Rocky Road is, according to this survey, in North Carolina in 2022. Most popular ice cream flavors in North Carolina. Rocky Road. So we'll see. Maybe it's be a good time to get a big scoop of it today somewhere. I know you can get some homemade ice cream over at Washburn Store now. They're selling homemade ice cream in cups, already individual cups you can pick up and enjoy ice cream over there. All right, some of the headlines that are humorous. Headlines that are humorous. There are many, many of them, and we're not particularly criticizing any particular newspaper. It's just nationwide how these things turned out. Here's one interesting one. Headline: the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Make no promises about Tuesday. Enjoy the weather on Monday while you have it, because the rest of the week could contain no atmosphere whatsoever. The headline is, forecasters call for weather on Monday. They're hesitant to predict snowstorms there, but forecasters call for weather on Monday. Another one, an amphibious pitcher makes debut. Ben Little becomes first pitcher in 20 years to pitch with both arms in a Major League Baseball game, and they called it amphibious. Makes a debut. Well, over in the Baltimore Sun, they're reporting that cows lose their jobs as milk prices drop. As his 100 dairy cows lumbered over for their Monday afternoon milking, farmer Eric Foster pondered his sudden misfortune. Those Holsteins and Jersey's profit machines during a recent milk is it caused cows lose their job as milk prices drop. That's interesting one. And I thought this one, the Associated Press reported this one in, let me see what newspaper this was. This maybe was the Baltimore Sun as well. Headline: Miracle Cure Kills Fifth Patient. Here's another one. Man accused of killing lawyer receives a new attorney. All right. How about another one? This is out of Sacramento, California. State population to double by 2040. Babies to blame. Well, they may be small, but they're sneaky. The little babies. They're blamed for the population to double by 2040, according to that headline. Here's a couple more. This was in, let me see what paper this was. It came out of the Associated Press, but I don't know if they misprinted it or if it's somewhere else. But it said Mississippi's literacy program shows improvement. And they misspelled Mississippi. They spell it Mississippi''S. Mississippi's literacy program shows improvement. You know, he spelled Mississippi curricula, humpback, I. Anyway, this supposed improvement doesn't improve. One more. Breathing oxygen linked to staying alive. Groundbreaking discovery brought to you by the same scientific minds who discovered the link between walking and leaving the house. Breathing oxygen linked to staying alive. That's some of the crazy headlines out there that we have to look to humor sometimes. There's so much going on around us that causes us to become depressed if we let it. We don't need to let it, but it's good to find a little humor in life and laugh a little bit. Humor's good for you. The good book talks about humor being good. Let's see what we got here. Because, goodness, the news is so full of stuff that makes us want to cry. But when we can find something to make us laugh, we need to do that. Well, I think I'm not going to go anywhere else with this. I got a stack of stuff here. Let's see. Here's a couple of, I guess these are Could be bumper stickers. It could be wall posters. So they can't locate illegals for deportation, but they can find them to give them money. If you ever feel useless, remember it took 20 years, trillions of dollars, and 4 U.S. presidents to replace the Taliban with the Taliban. I'm sick of people saying cops need more training. You had 18 years to train your child not to steal, shoot, stab, burn down buildings, laser people's eyes, flip cars, block traffic, and attack other people. Police didn't fail you. You failed your child. One thing we've learned since January 20th, a dumb person with a pen is much more dangerous than a smart person with a tweet. Let's see what else. The difference between humans and animals. Animals would never allow the dumbest ones to lead the pack. If there was a barnyard election, the pigs would always vote for the person that feeds them, even though he is the same person that is going to slaughter them someday. Socialism defined. For the first time in history, you can simply post, "He's an idiot," and 90% of the world will know who you're talking about. These are things lifted off. And here's a couple more. I'm about to run out of time here. Got to make room for My Great America with Jim and Butch. Let's see. Must be nice to be able to eat ice cream as fast as you want and not have to worry about brain freeze. And this has a picture of the president eating an ice cream cone. That's all. Some of these others are a little bit racy, so I won't use those anyway. All right, make a little room here. Get ready to make a little room for My Great America with Jim and Butch, and we are going to get out here and refresh the streamer, refresh my voice, and make room for Butch to come in for My Great America with Jim and Butch.
The music's on us.